I was recently sort of let back loose into the dating world. I'd been seeing someone and it ended. And so I found myself single again and getting back into the mix. So I was doing a mix of things. I was going out, trying to meet people in the wild. I was using the apps. That's pretty much it. And what I have found is that a lot more ghosting is going on than was ever something that was happening before. Like ghosting seems to be the norm. And I've talked to some friends about this, some other guys. Ghosting is the norm now. Like 99% of the girls you talk to are going to ghost. They don't tell you, hey, listen, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it. They just disappear. And I find it deplorable. Remember that old word from 2016? You're a deplorable if you ghost someone. Just say, hey, sorry, I'm not feeling it or something. And and then block them if you don't want to hear how if you're too scared to see how they react, say that and then block them. But to ghost someone just puts people in such a awful position because they don't know why. And so they're just lost and they're confused and they probably start picking themselves apart and thinking about every wrong move that they made to make, even though maybe it had nothing to do with them. But when someone doesn't let you know why they're not talking to you anymore, it's sort of evil. And you might think you're doing a good thing. You're not. You're an evil person if you ghost. I almost ghosted one girl back in the day, and I did ghost her. And then she sent me a message, and she sent me an article about how rude it is to ghost. And I remember I decided to write her back. And I said, you know why I ghosted you? Because you think you're so cool and you're not. And you think you wear the pants in this relationship and you don't. And you're always telling me how I should be instead of just appreciating me for who I am. That's why I ghosted you. And then, of course, she wrote paragraph, paragraph, paragraph. I just blocked her after that. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's situations maybe where ghosting is like maybe the right move, maybe. But I think 9 times out of 10, if you would just say, hey, sorry, this isn't working out, and then block people. Just do that. But people don't, people just want to disappear. Well, this is kind of a ranty thing, and maybe I'm an old fuddy duddy for caring because it bothers me. It really sucks to get ghosted. It really sucks. But I can't control if people want to ghost me. Can't do anything about that. But I tell you this, I'm never going to ghost anybody. I don't care how awful, horrible, rude, mean, whatever. I vow right here and now, vow is a tough word. I hope I want to vow to never ghost. I will never ghost because I know how painful it is. So the one thing I can do, I can choose not to participate. I will give you an explanation. Maybe it won't be what you want to hear, but I will tell you why I'm bowing out. And you can take it however you want, but I'm never going to ghost because I find it vagabond stuff and not in a good way. This last girl was so strange. Like, we were chatting, we had hooked up, and she was texting me all this stuff about how much she liked me, but she was like unsure about what to do and this and that. And then she said, "Have a nice day at work." Then never heard from her again. And she was 43 years old. I'm like, and she had a child. Like, I'm like, you're acting like a child and you're 43? I mean, maybe I dodged a bullet. Probably did. I think that girl had tons of red flags, but I was willing to look past them because she was cute, which is the fatal mistake of most men. Don't let cuteness stop you from seeing those red flags. I don't know where we go from here. I guess what's going to happen? Because back in the day, you had to break up with somebody face to face, pretty much. And then texting got involved, and then you had the option of texting someone you were breaking up instead of having to face them, which at I remember at first I was like, well, that's messed up. Like, you should have to say something in person. But I thought, yeah, who wants to have that conversation? But now it's even to the level of like, now I'm not even going to let you know. I'm just going to disappear. It's not right. And I got to say, it's like literally every girl I've talked to. Now, Not one girl I've talked to lately has not just ghosted. Now, one girl has said, sorry, I'm not feeling it or anything. They just ghost. And I don't know, girls is like dudes doing that because the dudes, like, that's pathetic. If a dude ghosts you, he's a pathetic dude and you dodged a bullet. If a girl does it, because I'm a little bit of an old school guy, I give girls the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're scared, guys can retaliate, this and that. But still, like, repeating myself. Anyway, I'm going to watch a movie about ghosts. See ya.